Hey guys, so recently I took part in a game jam. Basically it was the Indie Game Maker contest that was put on by Degica, or the people that made RPG Maker. So the game I made was basically inspired by real experiences. So a lot of the games that I'll put out personally, I've kind of put some of my feelings and thoughts from real experiences in. And I think in many cases, a lot of game developers do the same thing, because it's a way that they can let go of their feelings and kind of express how they feel about the situation, and it's a way for them to cope with it and overcome that challenge by putting in real experiences or their viewpoints on certain experiences that they've had. And by doing that, you kind of have that relatability with someone that may have gone through the same experience you have, or you give someone that hasn't gone through that a reference that they can work off of for dealing with it. Something that maybe they can relate to a point, even though they haven't truly experienced it themselves. That they can go through that same experience vicariously. And some of those experiences may be painful. Some of those experiences aren't put into games because of their graphic nature. And games are a really powerful way to share those thoughts and feelings with people. And it's a way that you can get someone's opinion on a subject through it, because with the way the internet works and the way people are able to play games now and share it with the world and share their gameplay experiences with others, like on YouTube, then you have so many viewpoints that you can look at on an experience that you've gone through personally and see what people do in that situation. I've got another game that I'm working on currently as of this recording that kind of deals with that same thing. Right now, I'll probably end up posting it in the description or somewhere later on, but it's kind of sharing a way to vent those personal angers and giving ways to solve those personal issues. Because in these games, by developing them around personal experiences, we can develop in a storyline that coincides with what we've felt, and then we can also branch out different pathways of how it might turn out or how it could have turned out before. And then by exploring that, you can almost tear it apart and solve an issue that way. You tear it apart, you look at the different ways it could have ended up, but you also look at the way that it benefits you and how it can turn into a better story later on. You program in future storylines that incorporate this one real experience, and then you branch out the world and create a more immersive story. And in future projects and so on, I hope to be able to do that. But it's kind of that thing where, I guess more for me, it's more of a way to think things through without the emotion, or with different emotions, and it's also a way to cope with issues that I may have. And I hope that these videos at the same time are relatable to you guys, so that maybe through my experience I can help you, and through your experience and sharing different ideas that you have, I can learn from you as well. But I don't know, I hope that in and of itself kind of gives you a different light on the different experiences you go through in your video games. Okay guys, sorry, I have something to add on to this. So, as I was going through my notes, I realized that I kind of left some thoughts out that I had. So, examples of like people that use their real life experiences would be in Pokemon. Miyamoto was a bug collector, for those of you that don't know. And so what inspired Pokemon, or Pocket Monsters, was that bug collecting as he was young. It started out as like capsule monsters and so on. In Japan is the initial idea. But it's kind of that idea of going out collecting, and then later on in life, whether it be your childhood stories or experiences, you can build a game and a story around that. And maybe there were other experiences that they'd read about that they had incorporated into these Pokemon storyline initially. And when you're looking at things like Fallout, there are real experiences that they draw off of, or real themes that they draw off of, whether it's history or maybe their own small, funny personal experiences that you see. So in Fallout 1 and 2, they have a lot of themes like slavery and death, and in New Vegas it's kind of introduced with like slavery is one of those themes, and a lot of other dark things that they allude to in the Fallout games. Especially before Bethesda took the reins on the Fallout franchise. Before Fallout 3, you could kill children. You had a whole plethora of options that you had to accomplish your means. They explored cannibalism. They explored a lot of these themes, and we still have a lot of these things going on, whether it be something like human trafficking. But it's from real life that we can get a lot of these things, and real life experiences that they may share or that they have heard from that they put into their games. And it creates a rich world that many of us enjoy. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for listening, and be sure to leave a comment and kind of let me know how you feel about these kind of videos. Okay, thanks for listening.